Hello students, today we are starting a new chapter lines and angle. But before that we will discuss what we have learned in the earlier classes. So first thing is point. A point determines a location. It has neither length nor width nor thickness and it is denoted by a single capital letter. So you can see here this is a point. We will denote it by capital letter A, B, C and it doesn't have any length, breadth or height. Next thing is line. Line is made up of uncountable numbers of points. If so many points one by one we will make, then it will form a line. Line has length only. It has no breadth and thickness. A line has no end points. A line can be denoted by a small letter or by taking 2 points on that. You can see here I have drawn one line here. We can denote it by a small letter L also. Both side arrow should be there. Arrow means this line we can extend in this side direction and in this direction, both the direction. And it has only the length, height and breadth is not there. And we can denote it by like this also. 2 points we can mention on this line A and B, and then we can write A, B. One arrow we can put, both the side arrows line we can put. It means this is a line. Next is ray. Ray is a part of line. It can extend only in one direction and it has only one end point and has no definite length. It is denoted by A, B. Above that we have to put one arrow. You can see here this is the end point and that another direction it will be going on. We can extend how much we want and we cannot measure it because this is a fixed point, but in this direction we don't know how much it will go. And how to denote it? A, B, and arrow should go like this because A is the fixed point, so and it is going to B direction, so arrow should go from A to B. After ray we have line segment. Line segment is also a part of line, but it has both the end points. Both the points should be ended here and it has a definite length because both the points are end points, so we can measure with the help of a scale. It has a particular length. It is denoted by AB. Above that we have to put one line. Next is a plane. Plane means a flat surface like this paper sheet or blackboard or any wall. It has length and breadth but it has no thickness. It extends indefinitely on all the direction. Whatever the plane surface, we can extend that plane surface in all the 4 direction how much we want. So whatever plane we are using, suppose blackboard or paper, that is a part of plane. Next thing is properties of points and line in a plane. First property is unlimited numbers of line can be drawn in a plane through a given point. If one point is given to us, then on that point we can draw unlimited line segments. You can see here I have taken one point and if I want to draw few lines from this point, how can I draw? See, one line. Then I can draw one more line. So you can see here we can draw unlimited number of lines through a point in a plane. Second property, only one line can pass through 2 distinct points given in a plane. If we have 2 points, suppose we have 2 points here A and B. So through these 2 points we can draw only one line. We don't have any other option here, only one line we can draw A to B. Third property is 2 different lines in a plane either intersect at exactly one point or are parallel. If you have two lines, so we have two conditions. Maybe the two lines will intersect each other at some point, or the two lines will be parallel. Sometime maybe you are getting line like this. One line is like this, one is like this. It seems to like that they are not intersecting, but if we extend these lines, somewhere these lines will intersect each other. So only two conditions are here. The two lines will intersect each other, or the two lines will be parallel to each other. Fourth point is collinear points. The points lies on the same line. If we have 3 points, 3 or more than 3, and that points are on the same line, it means these points are collinear. Co means together and linear means on a line. You can see here A, B, C. These 3 points are on a straight line. It means these 3 points are collinear. If we talk about C, D and E, these 3 points are not on same line. If we want to join, we can join C to D, D to E, C to E. But we cannot join these 3 points together on a same line. So these 3 points are non-collinear points. Next is co-current lines. If two lines will cut each other, then we will use the intersect words. Two lines are intersecting each other. But if 3 or more than 3 lines will pass through the same point, you can see here many lines are passing through this point P, then we will use the word co-current lines. So many lines passes through one point are called co-current lines, and the point where these all lines will intersect each other, that will call point of co-currence. Next, seventh point is angles. What are the angles? An angle, a figure formed by two rays or two lines or two line segment with a common point are called angles. You can see here, first case I have taken two rays, AC and AB. Two rays are there and A is here common point. So this figure formed by these two rays are called angle. Second condition, I have taken two line segments. AB is one line segment, BC is another line segment, and B is here common point. So this ABC is a angle. Third case I have taken when two lines are intersecting each other. So when two lines are intersecting each other, in that case also angles will form. One angle form here, one angle will form here, one angle form here, and one angle here. Now on these angles, the part which is coming inside the angle will call interior part of angle or interior of the angle, and the exterior part we will call exterior of angle. And on these two lines or rays or line segment, whatever will come, that will call on the angle. This point, common point where two rays, two lines or two line segments will meet, is called vertex, and these are called arms of angle. So two arms are there and one vertex are there, and this part we will call angle. And how to write angle? We can write it like this: B, angle B, A, C. Common point should come in between. Similarly here we can write it as angle A, B and C, because B is the common point where angle is forming. In this third one, if we are talking about this angle, then angle D, O, B we can write it. And how to measure? Angle are measured in degree. Next we have types of angle. So first type is zero angle. The angle which is equal to 0 degree is called zero angle. Second one is acute angle. The angle which is more than 0 degree but less than 90 degree. So after 0 and before 90, all the angles are called acute angle. Third one, right angle. Angle which is exactly equal to 90 degree is called as right angle. Fourth one is obtuse angle. So obtuse angles are more than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. straight angles which is exactly equal to 180 degree. Sixth one, reflex angle which is more than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. And seventh one is complete angle, means which is equal to 360 degree. So 360 degree means one full circle will form. 360 degree angle means full one round. Now we will discuss about few more angles that are related angles. First one is complementary angle. If you have two angles and the sum of these two angles is 90 degree, then these angles are called as complementary angle, and each angle is called as the complement of each other. So for example 25 and 65. If these two angle I will add 25 plus 65, then answer is coming 90 degree. It means these two angles are complementary. Second example 30 degree and 65 degree. If I am adding 30 and 65 degree, then answer is coming 95, which is not equal to 90 degree. It means these two angles are not complementary angles. Next we have supplementary angles. If the sum of two angles is 180 degree, then these angles are called as supplementary angles, and each angle is called the supplement of other angle. For example 120 and 60. If you add 120 and 60, answer is coming 180 degree. It means these two angles are supplementary angles. Second example 120 and 50 degree. If we add 120 and 50, answer is coming 170 degree. So it means these two angles are not supplementary angles. Next is adjacent angles. If two angles have one common vertex and one common arm, then these angles are called as adjacent angles. You can see here I have two angles, angle AOB, this angle, and one more angle BOC, this angle. So these two angles are called adjacent angle. You can see here one common vertex is there for both the angle, one point is common, and along with that one point this ray also is, this one arm also is common. OB is common for this angle also and for this angle also. Next, linear pair angle. If two angles are in a straight line, you can see these two angles are called adjacent angle also, because here O is the common vertex and OB is the common arm for these two angles. And we can say these two angles are straight line angle also, linear pair angle also, because these two angles are on a straight line. And we know the straight line angle is 180 degree. So if we add this angle and this angle, so it should come 180 degree. So we will use this result while doing questions in exercise. Next is straight line angle. If three or more than angles are on a line and at a point, you can see here I have taken three angles AOB, BOC and COD. If two angles are there, then we will use word linear pair. If angles are more than two, three or more than three, then we will use straight line angles word here. So straight line also, here also same thing. How many angles will be there on this line? The sum of all the angles will come 180 degree. So this angle plus this angle plus this angle is equal to 180 degree. Next is angles at a point. If many angles are make a complete turn or many angles are there at a point only, then we will call that angles at a point. In this figure you can see I have 5 angles and all the 5 angles have one common vertex. This O is the common vertex for all the 5 angles. And we know the complete turn. This total complete turn is equal to 360 degree. So if we will add these 5 angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then answer should come 360 degree. Next we have vertically opposite angles. If two straight lines will intersect each other, if two straight lines intersect each other, in that case the opposite angles we will call vertically opposite angle. So here 1 and 3 is vertically opposite, 2 and 4 is vertically opposite, and one relation is there between these two angles. These angles will be equal. 1 and 3 will be equal, 2 and 4 will be equal. After angles we have pairs of line. First one is intersecting line. Already we have discussed, if two lines will cut each other at a point, then we will call them intersecting lines. You can see here line L and line M, both are intersecting each other at one point. So these two lines are intersecting line. Second type of lines are parallel lines. Parallel lines will not intersect each other. Always the distance between these two lines will be same. It will go parallelly. After parallel line we have transversal lines. Transversal line means if any two lines are there and any third line will intersect these two lines together. So this line will called as transversal line. We have here two line L and M, and this third line is intersecting L also and intersecting M also. Then we will call this line P is a transversal line. After transversal line, we have properties of angle made by transversal with two parallel lines. If we have two parallel lines and one transversal line will intersect these two lines, you can see L and M are two parallel lines and this P line is intersecting these two lines. In this case, we will get few results. First, we will discuss about the angles formed by transversal line. If any transversal line intersect two lines, then we will these angles, this angle 1 to 5, 2, 6, 4, 8, 3 and 7. Imagine if suppose this part I will cut and I will keep here, then this angle, this one, this 4 and 8. These are called corresponding angles, and for parallel lines these corresponding angles are equal. So we can say 1 is equal to 5, 2 is equal to 6, 3 is equal to 7, 4 is equal to 8. Next one is alternate angle. Alternate means one angle is one side and another angle will be opposite side. So this side angle and this side angle. These are alternate. And alternate angles also two types. One is interior and exterior. If we are talking about interior means we have to see angle between these two lines, inside these two lines. And exterior means outside these two lines. So interior angles, alternate interior angles are 3 and 5. 3 and 5. These are alternate, another side of this transversal. 4 and 6 are alternate angle. And alternate angles will be equal to each other. So 3 will be equal to 5, 4 will be equal to 6. And alternate exterior angles also will be equal. So exterior, this 1 is here and 7 will be opposite side of this line, outside. So 1 and 7 will be equal, 2 and 8 will be equal. After alternate angle we have co-interior angle. So co means one side and interior means inside the line. So we have to see the angles which are inside these two lines and one side. So 4 and 5 are one side, 3 and 6 are one side. So these two are co-interior, these two also co-interior. And we have property that co-interior angles sum will be 180 degree. So angle 4 plus 5 will be 180 degree and angle 3 and 6 will be 180 degree. Go through these property carefully. We will do exercise in next video. Thank you for watching.